Dear listeners, just as a heads up, there were some small audio issues going on with Shan's microphone during this recording, so you will catch instances where it sounds like Stavias' lines are skipping. I promise this will just be for this episode. I tried to clean it up the best I could, but I do hope you don't find it too distracting.
I want to say that as soon as y'all started talking about Nell and AI, Anima tuned the conversation out and has started rummaging through the cabinets looking for things. Can I make an investigation check for food versus the list?
Go for it. Roll investigation to see what in the cabinet you can find that Stavias could eat.
Okay, so that was 14 plus 4, that's an 18.
Alright, so you're able to find some things that aren't on the list. It won't be like a super fancy meal. You hear Nell quietly in your comms. I'm compiling a list of alternates and ways we can work around Stavias' quote-unquote dietary restrictions. I will send that to your terminal later today.
Yeah.
That's just in your comms, no one else hears that. Which might be a little startling to have Nell just in your ear. You're able to put together a pretty decent meal.
I get out the ingredients.
Nell's an AI. She could absolutely just power through a ton of recipes faster than you could. Just be like, here.
Definitely.
I think I'm gonna go back to my room, talk more to Nell private.
Okay. Well, Anima is cooking and Vae's just kind of hanging out.
I mean, I would say Vi would probably help.
I'm going to continue the conversation from before Stavias. I'm gonna jump back into that. 'Cause
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
think that was an interesting conversation. And then we got interrupted a little bit, and now I'm...
Just switching gears back to that.
Yeah.
Not thinking about wanting to.
Just,
Yeah.
Stavias, why? Why is your diet like this?
Because I'm special, and my stomach is fragile.
we went from one diva to another.
Yeah.
That is
That's
incorrect.
hilarious. So, Anima has poison resistance, so Anima doesn't care. There's very little. Anyway, bye.
Oh yeah, you were gonna roll wisdom to see what you remember. Did you? I don't remember what you got from that. I got very distracted. Would you like to roll wisdom again now that you're going back to that?
I do not remember what I got. 3.
You can't really remember if you've worn jewelry before, but also you're just distracted by what and possible flashbacks to life in the Federation? Which one of these days, balanced Stavias, we'll find out about that.
Anyway, everything from my life before the Federation is still kind of a mess. I couldn't tell you if the me then liked jewelry or not. I can't tell you if she liked anything.
Okay, that's alright.
But I guess I don't really see the need for it.
Yeah, I understand that. There are some times where jewelry can be practical if it was made for certain specifications, but I can also see how it's sometimes just decorative. Alright.
Does Vi wear any jewelry aside from her bracers that she always has on?
Yes. I think it almost depends on the day or if she's gonna be at a job.
You have recently purchased a necklace that was similar
Yes.
to something you would have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know, you might have that on. You might just have that in your room or in your pocket.
I have it on. I wear it because it was similar to a necklace. It wasn't the exact same, but it was similar to a necklace that Vae's mother had. And so it's important to her, but she usually wears it under her clothing, but sometimes she does wear it over. It depends. If she's going off the ship, she usually has it under just because still
Habit.
yeah, habit.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, I swear, I feel like there's a necklace.
I can see her wearing earrings. Sometimes she might wear like the earrings that like go on over the ear that are more intricate. Necklaces.
Sometimes you wear to show off your own wares.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes there is also jewelry can be used to remember for sentimental reasons, to remember those who are no longer with us or people we would like to see again, but I understand. Not everyone likes jewelry.
I'd like to roll on that sentimental. Specifically the people who are no longer here. I just want to see if that triggers anything about Dottie and Ilvasar.
Kiara. Ilvasar's Tully's cousin.
Oh yeah, Kiara.
Well, her last name's Ilyasov. I realize that's a little similar.
My brain mixed them up.
Yeah, roll for wisdom. I almost said insight. Because I thought you were going to insight check Vae.
No, it's not an insight. 7. Not great.
You just have a flash of Dottie playing with something around her neck sometimes when she talked, but you don't remember what it was.
How'd you get into making jewelry anyway?
At that point, Vi sort of stops and blinks for a minute. Well, I knew people who were jewelers. They specialized in certain things. They weren't equipped to do all manner of things, but some were better with pendants, some were better with bracelets, I always found it really beautiful, and that a lot of love and emotion can be put into pieces of art like that. And I've always enjoyed art, but it's hard to do something like bring a forge or a potter's wheel or anything like that with you when you're on your own and potentially having to move from place to place in a hurry. So it seemed easier just with a piece with some pliers and some metal or other things like that. Glass, being able to make something that was beautiful and that other people could maybe treasure.
I'm glad you were able to do something you liked, too, along with everything else.
I mean, yeah, I do enjoy it, and I feel there's some security in knowing things that others don't, if only so that enemies can't get a jump on me if I already have that information. But yeah, I wouldn't say I loved yes, I would say maybe my primary occupation.
I was thinking that could be a fun time for Val to come wandering in on that statement.
Yeah, would Bal pass Stavias as they got back to their quarters?
Playing very willy-nilly with time.
I feel like at this point, Stavias is probably deep in conversation with Nell about things and trying to see what Nell's able to do, so you probably wouldn't have ran into them on your way into the kitchen.
Got that. So yep, I would make my way to the kitchen, shrugging off the little nap that I took.
And so you caught that last comment about not loving her previous primary occupation.
Sorry, don't mean to interrupt. Looks like you guys are talking. I can always come back later. I don't mean to intrude.
This giant lizard has just wandered sleepily into the room.
Okay, well, I'm going to, with the silence, I'm going to just back away, just like, okay. So I'll just be back. Don't all speak up at once, it's fine. I'll just go. So just starts backing away, because I mean, yeah.
I think Vi almost forgot that she was in a quote-unquote a public space with Anima. And so seeing you walk in...
A communal area.
Yeah. She widens her eyes and then she goes into a more neutral mask that you've sort of seen before with her. And it's like, no, I think you were just finishing our conversation. How are you doing, Val? How are you settling in?
I had a great nap. It was fantastic. Really comfortable bed. Blankets are really thick. The thread count is amazing.
We saw Stavias's... And at this point, Vi sort of blinks or her eye twitches a bit. Their dietary restriction list, that's...
Oh yeah, I sent that to Anima not too long ago. Yeah.
Nell pops it. Did you know most of those are not actually allergies?
I figured, but I mean, we all like what we like, so it's not the worst thing. I mean, it's not hurting anyone else. I mean, they have their own kind of taste. That's fine, and I never really had an issue trying to get it because they appreciated it, and I know that they liked it. So
Hal is a toddler. Val is a toxic enabler of Stavias.
Yeah, a little bit. I was gonna say,
That is very true. I was thinking about it too. It's like maybe I should,
Yeah, Nell pops in again. I have gone through the list and notated which ingredients could actually be problematic and which might just be personal preference.
Yeah, I mean, I think some are. I mean, maybe I shouldn't have, maybe I was not lenient, but yeah, maybe they can definitely try some new things. I think it's now's a good time. I mean, new ship. I mean, they can definitely try some new things. I think so. Slowly, though. Slowly.
It is helpful as a diplomat to not be so picky with your palate.
or to at least warn people before they get into space and through hyperspace about their dietary restrictions, but we've already spoken to them about
Stavias' room. They're just like, are you guys still talking about this?
Well, yes, they are.
Thank you, Nell.
It's just a couple hundred things.
It is rather entertaining how long that list is. We've seen shorter lists with people with allergies.
But okay, we'll make it work. I mean, it's on.
She's just fanning the flame.
That last part was just in Stavias' room.
She's just fanning the flames. I love it.
I love Nell.
Nell is also a toxic. There's a lot of toxic people on this show.
I mean, Nell was kind of, in a way, crafted in her personality by Spectra, so...
That checks out.
You haven't gotten to know her as well yet. Or, you know, what she was like when she was just out of college 100 years ago.
Woof.
What can I say? Cash live a really long time. Even when they're half Promethean. Getting back to the conversation with...
What was surprising is they said that they even don't like tea, but I guess that makes some logical sense with their whatever it is with leaves.
Yeah, and then And barley, you know, is kind of different. I mean, things with ale, so there's, you know, there's some leeway. But yeah, no tea. Not a big fan.
I was saying shame, it's one of the few non-water drinks that's easily available on the ship.
Yeah.
At least that y'all know where to find. You know the captain's got some secret alcohol store somewhere.
Well, like I said, we'll make it work. I mean, when in doubt, they definitely have tried different things, so I don't think it's too big of a deal.
We may find ways to prepare things that Vi picks up the list and scrolls. Maybe we'll find ways to prepare some of this stuff that Stavias will be able to palate.
I can help. I mean, and I know I told you I couldn't, but I can in a pinch. If you need some help, let me know.
It may be more in the ideas.
I'm already compiling a list of ways to prepare these ingredients so they will not notice them.
Thank you, Nell.
Like in vegetables and meals.
Let us know if we need to pin them down so they can eat an actual balanced meal.
We're not going to do that.
That's aggressive.
Needs must sometimes, Anima. But it will not be the first step. If that helps.
Won't be the first step, but definitely won't be the last.
Look.
Look.
They'll make do. I mean, sometimes we've had to, like I said, eat things that aren't so desirable, so, you know, I don't think it's going to be a big issue. But anyways, I mean, do you guys normally just kind of hang out here? Is this just normal spot for you guys to just kind of chill? I imagine. I mean, it's pretty spacious. Not a bad area, too.
Yeah, we hang out together. I was doing some research a while ago, but it was not working out. So there was some very loud snoring that I kept hearing. Do you have any idea about who was doing that? Although I guess it doesn't really matter.
I have increased the sound dampening in the appropriate room.
He looks at Val. I think we know where that might be coming from.
Yeah. Oh well. Is there anything in particular you enjoy doing in your spare time, Bal?
Sleeping is pretty nice. Playing my little game every now and then. Thinking of ways to try to become a hero. You know, just basic everyday kind of thing. You know, just the basics.
Fair enough.
Usually helping Stavias with whatever they're trying to do too, because sometimes, you know, we get into a little scuffles here and there with things that we used to do, I guess. So probably gonna happen on this job as well, but we'll see. So Anima, how long have you been a chef for? Or have you always been the ship's cook?
Well, since I've been here, I kind of took over that role.
Do you enjoy cooking?
Sorry, I'm giggling. What she just dropped in chat.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
It's just like how when you're feeding dogs medicine, you have to hide
Yeah,
it
or
with peanut
cheese
butter.
or yeah. Nothing suspicious in here, pup. Go eat it.
Okay, back to the have you always been the ship's cook question. I think y'all have been on the Opal Star for what, like 2 or 3 months, maybe?
Maybe. Yeah.
Just a couple months. Let's stick with a couple months. I don't want to have to sit down and do that math.
I like cooking. It's relaxing. I like working with my hands.
I can see that.
Great, we did not answer the question.
I did.
I mean, Tally cooks too sometimes, but
Yeah.
You've skimmed over the how long have you been cooking on the ship?
No, I answered that. I said that we've only been here, but since we've been here, I kind of took over that.
and Bal would already know that we've been there for only a little bit.
True, right? I think so.
Yeah.
True, yeah, sorry. Your DM is forgetful.
Like I said, I'll leave you guys to, because I feel like I walked in on something. You guys were having like a pretty intense conversation, so I'll leave you guys to it. I don't want to, intrude too much, so. Plus, you know where I'm at anyways, if you need to find me.
There's nothing wrong with being curious about your shipmates.
Yeah, but we gotta be polite though. I mean, like, no one likes new shipments that are pushy, so. And I guess there's gotta be a balance.
Yeah.
Have to make up for Stavias.
So, what are you going to do, Bal?
Yeah, probably check on Stavias before heading back to my place. So yeah, probably see how they're doing.
I guess when you come in, Stavias is already talking to Nell, and basically what I was asking Nell a bunch of questions. I was asking Nell about, like, ship specifications, known allies of the Opal Star and Spectra specifically, if there are any, like, open contacts that I should be made aware of. Just trying to actually do some of the job that Stavias wants to do, which is, being the mouth of the ship.
Nell is asking a lot of questions back about, like, why do you want to know this? And I will have to check with Spectre to see if she is so comfortable with me sharing this information with you. You are new, after all.
Basically, what I say to Nell is, my goal is to, one, learn about different people as I can while on the ship, but also act as sort of a diplomatic voice if we ever go somewhere new, or if we go somewhere where things can get a little touchy. Because, believe it or not, I am very good at talking. And I think that's probably going to be my biggest asset, the Opal Star. So if you do have to make any requests to Spectra, just let Spectra know that. I will keep things very close to my chest when it comes to any kind of information that Spectra chooses to share with me. Stavias is doing their best to be as professional as possible. This is really kind of the first kind of formal job that they've had, where they're working with like a big crew and potentially going to get to do what they've been setting out to do all this time. So they're like first day of work try hard syndrome right now, and they make up for just everything that they've done so far.
Once you finish explaining that, there is a brief pause, and, like, you have a little computer terminal in your room. You've been given, like, your access codes and stuff to that, so you can, like, access that, and if you're working on something in the library, you save it to your account and access it in your room and all of that stuff. There is a soft ping on the terminal, and if you go over, there's a list of some companies and individuals, and Nell says, here are a few of the people that Spectra works with on a rather regular basis. There are some that are more private in our dealings, but this should be a good starting point for you.
Thank you so much, and I would love to also eventually learn more about how you work, because you are fascinating to me. But we don't have to do that right now, because you are a sentient being, and that could be invasive. Well, I don't actually know if you're sentient. You seem sentient, which is one of the big things I'll talk about, but we don't have to right now. And I guess as Stavias is saying that, then I guess Ball could come in, but I don't know.
I would knock.
Oh, you're knocking. Okay. As soon as I hear you knock, I tell you to come in. No, Siri. No. Sorry, Siri thought that I was talking to.
It's like, my name is Bal for the last time, not Siri.
What part of that sounded like Siri?
So how are you adjusting? I mean, I've given them your dietary list, so...
I don't think they like me.
Yeah, what makes you say that?
Well, when I walked into the kitchen earlier, he gave a lot of body language which indicated that they did not like me. I have seen Anima much, but Anima looked annoyed. I have no idea what I could have done differently.
Maybe you're just looking into things too deeply. Maybe, body language, they might have just been tired or something, It might not be anything like that. I don't think it's anything like that. I mean, you haven't done anything, so what could they possibly be annoyed at?
I don't know. But, it's not... Well... Stavias kind of spaces out a little bit. And then they're like, well, I think it's going to be difficult. Because I'm not sure how well our personality... But I think they're going to learn to love me as most people do. But I don't know. I feel like it might have been my dietary reasons, but it's never been a problem in my life before. I mean, you've always been able to adhere to missions whenever we've been out and about.
Yeah, and maybe I should have, maybe pushed back a little bit. So I do apologize. It's.
Can I have an out of character question? How often did Val lie to Stavias about what Stavias is being fed?
Oh no, I wouldn't lie. I mean, I would stick to it because, like, I don't know, Trust is like he wants to be a hero, so he's not gonna, he won't lie. He's like always giving you like, make sure it's stick to the list.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
How many times did people lie to Bao?
Oh,
That's a possibility. That is possible. But Val, like, he's been trying to flip his life, so he wants to be a hero. So he's like, no, he's not lying. He went for it. He's like, okay, let me make sure I get these items. So
Val is such a good dude. It's so funny. It's like Val is so nice.
you got to make a turnaround for who he used to be. So
I think Bao is probably like neutral good, and then Stavias is, I don't know, chaotic. I don't know if that's an alignment or just personality.
Yeah.
Good is good. Chaotic, neutral, good is good. That's a.
Stavias says, I do know one thing, kind of exciting to me. This is the first job we've had in a while that I've really felt like I really want to tell. Because in the past, it's been go get this, talk to these people, take this packet, go there and get all of your things, and have to go find your things.
True.
But with this, I think this could be a big step for us. In a really real way. And that's strange, because I don't think I've had a sincere opportunity like this since before we had to leave. I have to admit, I'm kind of nervous.
Oh. It's not a bad thing to be nervous. I mean, especially if some opportunity like this arises, so it kind of makes sense. But I mean, it's kind of a good thing, though. It's a good, means you really care about it, which is, I think, a good thing. And this is a pretty big opportunity. I mean, look at this ship. I mean, it's the nicest place we've been in who knows how long.
I do have a question. Does Bao know why you had to leave Eldor?
Bao knows that there's bad blood between me and my dad. Bao does not know where that bad blood comes from or history behind it is, because Stavias has kept that very close to the chest. So I feel like up until this point, and I don't know what Bao could have been privy to as someone who worked for my dad, so there could have been more Bao that you knew, especially during like the termination process and you working with me, but and you deciding to stay with me. But I think Stavias never revealed anything. Stavias was just like kind of hoping that Bao would trust them and be like, my dad's a really bad dude. You shouldn't. I've got to go, and if you want to come with me, great. But we haven't really talked deeply about it.
Yeah, Bao never pry. Like, he knows something's probably up, but it's like, if they want to tell me, they would. I mean, they say I'm their best friend, so, Bao's just naive. He's like, they'll tell me if I need to know. They'll let me know.
It's something, not telling Bao does make Stavias feel guilty, but it's also, I don't know, it's a lot. Stavias doesn't want to get into with anybody. Stavias has this whole thing.
Everyone's got secrets on this ship, so just some of them don't know what they are. Actually, quite a few of you have some you don't know what they are.
What secrets? Why would Vi have secrets?
Vi might have secrets even Vi doesn't know.
Oh boy.
Bao's secrets are hopefully long gone or far away.
Those are really well-kept secrets.
That's concerning. That makes me concerned for Vi. Oh boy. Okay.
Got a secret bunch of people.
Don't worry, I do promise satisfying resolutions to those secrets. I'm just not gonna tell you what they are.
Are they secrets about involving Vi's backstory? Are they the secrets I think they're sort of maybe be about?
Y'all all have some secrets involving backstory stuff. With Anima, it's the entire backstory.
What an excellent question. Moving on.
Stavias, this is a pretty big break, for what you want to do. I mean, this could really kind of kickstart your whole diplomatic career.
Yes, I think you're right.
Are you ready for that?
I mean, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about the diplomatic side of things, if I'm being totally honest. But there's one thing I know how to do. It's talk to people and get them to do what I want.
I mean, yes. I mean, but
Excuse me?
well, hopefully, hopefully you can use that, maybe with our crewmates, but not to do things for you. I mean, just more so it's just,
As far as I'm concerned, I've been nothing but the best I could possibly be with our crewmates. I can't constantly be on, this be off. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Have you asked them questions about themselves? Like what they're interested in, where they're from, basic stuff?
Is this I would love if that was Nell being like, hey, you know how you can connect with people better? Maybe ask them about themselves. Do this.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna start using Nell more because that's just funny. Here's your a soft ping. A good way to make friends is to ask them about themselves.
Thank you, Nell.
Get to know them. You don't have to pry deep into their personal, deep, dark backstories. You can start with the basic stuff, like what do you like to do? Think, what all do you know about these people you are going to be adventuring with?
Interesting. I guess that's... I've never really made friends. Me and you were because my father was paying you a lot of money to be around me, and then you stayed. Everyone else has been some kind of business contact or dandelion who owes her life to us. So, really good.
Well, this is good though. I mean, because you can start branching out, have some work related friends.
Stavias gets very sad. Stavias is like, wow, I don't really... You're my only friend now.
That's because my dad paid you for a while.
My dad
Yeah.
essentially pay you to be my friend?
Well, I mean, your father may have paid me, but I wouldn't have stayed if I didn't like you as a person, Stavias. Like, you know that. I would have been gone a long time ago. So, and plus, he's not paying me anymore.
That's true. We haven't had much money this entire time, so I guess it's not about the money anymore.
Come on, you know that from that first day way back in that train station. Come on, like if it was all about the payment, I would have been out of there right then and there.
Sure.
So it's not the case. And we can make other friends. Like we just haven't been in our line of work. There's not been really time to make friends. I mean,
all right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make friends, and then I barge out of my room and I walk back into the kitchen.
I walk back so it's like, okay, well.
Vae, where are you from?
Does it matter? My links is like, does it matter?
Just the fact that is your first question is fantastic. Yeah, so you'll probably didn't hear it, but there's just a very soft Nell going, oh boy.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone hears that. It's just very soft, only happens in engineering, and Lex is like, what?
We were just curious about where everyone's from, just how come we're just kind of rushing up behind.
Forging friendly connections with one another. I am from where I forgot.
Eldor.
Yes, I'm from there. So, Vae, where are you two from?
We need to come up with a station name from where Anima's from, unless Anima wants to come up with a name for it. I'm gonna say the station you grew up on was called Arcadius.
Arcadius?
Or, well, not a station. It was on a planet. And that's a pretty common place for Ashen Forged. I think it might actually be a moon near Dendis. But it's like a big moon.
Okay.
Well, that place sounds
Yeah.
lovely. You know,
I've been around a lot of places.
anywhere you particularly call home? Maybe it doesn't be. I mean, I feel like you can kind of choose where your home is, I guess. So,
Well, I did do some planet hopping at times with my mentor, but I mean, I highly doubt you'll know the planet by name. It's not anywhere really.
what made you like it? I mean, because you're right, we might not know, but what made you like the place, if you don't mind me asking?
Not a lot of Federation officials.
Let's see. I can't say that there was a planet I favored over any others. There was one that holds. Well,
I can definitely relate to that. I don't really find any certain place to be particularly want to return to. I mean, it's more about the present where you're at the moment, I think. But yeah, so I get that.
I understand that very, very well.
some holds complicated memories for me, but I mean, it was in the middle of nowhere, really. So, where are you from, Belle?
That's a good question. Where am I from again? I forget. As long as
I don't know if we decided.
I could always ask my. Are they my cousin? Because they would know. Well, because we're from the same. Because we're from family, right? So we're near the same area, then, right? As Oh my God, what is his name?
Hi?
Yeah. Yeah. Hang on, as I do something I should have done earlier and actually pull up the book so I can look at the maps.
But yeah, so I'll say what place I was from that haven't been back there. See, I'm from this place. I haven't been back there in a long time, though. I mean, it's been a while. But like you, though, I mean, I have no real. I mean, it's where I'm from, but it's not really, not the strongest connection. Just more of a place, like some place I've been. The most important thing, I think, is just like I said, the present moment where I'm at the moment is the most important place. Some place that really exists or matters, I guess.
Someone that I care a lot about used to tell the place that you feel happiest is where you're actually from. If that makes any sense, anyone. I've always found it, especially when I had to leave.
I mean, I guess because that makes it because we're actually supposed to be from. I guess that can be anywhere, which is nice. I mean, a good thought to think about. I mean, because that can be, any place. Well, at least I can say, at least we all made it to a pretty decent place, I would say. I mean, the ship is pretty nice. Really nice.
Actually, Stavias, I've never been to Eldor. What's it like?
Well, it's large, it's beautiful, very logically advanced. I will say, I'm not a huge fan of a lot of the people that live on Eldor, which is one of the major reasons I love. But I will say that if you are the right kind of person, it's one of the most luxurious places you could be.
Isn't there also a lot of magic on Eldor because of the moon? Moon becoming the crucible?
I think there's actually a tradition on Eldor of kind of like I don't know how to describe it, of like a coming of age, or just sometimes people feel called to do kind of like it's essentially a spirit journey inside of the crucible. I don't know if you would have done that. Actually, no, you might have.
Given my abilities, and given the fact that I just feel like people that are really, really rich often use their kids and make sure that they can show people. We're like, see, my son, because I would have been called son at the time, went on this spiritual journey just like everyone else. So I feel like I probably went.
Yeah, it's part of making sure you're ready to take over your part in the company. And that might have been when you realized, you know what, gender's dumb, I don't need it, among other things.
My journey through the crucible, I went crucible straight and cis. I came out gay and non-binary. Had a lot of beautiful revelations in there. Yes, there is a lot of magic. and there is the Crucible. I have a pretty wild experience in there, but I do have very powerful magics, which I have used to kill people, to hurt me. So that is definitely a jump. That's definitely a point for the Crucible, I would say. But yeah, I haven't been back in Eldor in... How long ago was it now? Would it be when I left?
I don't know if we established, but it was several years ago, so maybe like 7 or 8 years that you've been...
It's been almost... We'd say it's a
long time.
It's been a long time. You're not missing much.
Have you traveled all over the planet, or just in one area?
When I lived with my father, we had to go... We went everywhere, pieces and all those things. I've been to Eldor, to pretty much any place where Eldori people are kind of and live, any kind of Eldori colonies that are around. I've traveled a lot in just Eldori space in general, I would say.
Do you have plans to go there?
I don't know. Most of my knowledge of Eldor is from research. And so...
And really old stories passed down through generations.
Okay. Through more folklore and research than actual first or second person accounts.
The biggest thing, a question, a reference for me, is Eldor kind of like Ilium from Mass Effect? That's kind of how I've been picturing it. It doesn't have to be like one that, but I was just curious because that's been kind of what I've had in my mind.
Probably, yeah. I didn't realize that's what I was picturing, but yeah.
So yeah, basically, what Stavias describes is everyone's very. There are a lot of different species that just live there. Like it's like kind of the nexus point of Eldor. You know, like it's the nexus point of Eldori culture. So
yeah,
it's not just the live there. So Stavias describes it's kind of just like this huge place. It tries to paint itself as this like gorgeous paradise area, huge cities, great, lots of stuff to do. But Stavias, given the work that Dad did, knows that it also has a pretty seedy, intense underbelly.
That's why I was there.
Yeah, so it's very much going through its Gilded Age, which is how Stavias just beautiful. Breathtaking. The Crucible is probably the best place you could go if you like mech, but it's not. Didn't necessarily work out for me there, so I had to leave.
And I came along too. But Vi, is there anything you're looking for in particular there?
No, I can't say there's anything in particular I'd be expecting to find there. Just more curiosity than anything else.
And maybe a little hope.
That's a mixed thing for Vi. Vi's not going there right now.
Well, I mean, hopefully if you do need to go there, maybe... Because I imagine Stavias will probably have to go back there eventually at some point. Maybe we can help you whatever it is you're looking for.
If you all go there, I'll please stay in the ship. And I would request that you not let anyone know that I'm on the ship.
I mean, we could try cloaking you so you look a bit, or disguising you so you look different.
And eventually too, I mean, I think sometime you're gonna have to go back, and like I said, I'll be there by your side too to make sure nothing happens. At least that way, maybe just I don't know, maybe it won't always be such.
I appreciate the thought, but I do not think so. So I have nothing to say. I'll say this. There's only one thing that makes me go back to Eldor, and I don't think we're going to be able to take care of that anytime soon. I have loved bonding session. I'm not uncomfortable. Goodbye, everyone. And then Stavias goes back to their room.
Before you go, I have a question.
Yes.
So, did you ever run into a Dolataran Miaro?
Would this be someone I've run into?
Roll lore.
Okay, that is a nat 20.
Hey.
I'm gonna say you have. For a second, you're not sure because the name throws you off. And then you remember there was an event where there were a variety of scientists working on some, like, advanced crucible tech. And so they were there to kind of, like, help get funding for their project. And they were introduced as Dalatar Miaro, but in the brief instance where you interacted with them, she introduced herself as Dottie.
As Dottie. Okay.
Yeah, this would have been, like, before you got cut off when you were still being the good boy.
Yes.
She was really nice, wicked smart. You probably spent a lot of time talking about how ridiculous the parties are, and then she went off to talk to someone else because she's trying to sweet talk people into funding.
Yeah, so then I kind of relay that information to Anima, like, yeah, we met. She was one of the only people that night that didn't make me to rip my eyes out.
Oh, I forgot to mention she is elderly.
Oh, so it was a long time ago, huh?
Yes, unfortunately. I haven't ran into her recently. I'm sorry.
Oh. That's okay. She's a friend. We lost contact. I'm trying to get back in touch.
Before we go, would I have any way of figuring out where this person is?
With that good of a roll, you might have a couple of leads, because, well, the research project she was on, they were wrapping up and she was looking to move on to something else. But, you might possibly, like, know a couple of people or, like, a couple of places to look from, like, other people that she was working with at the time, as well as the name of whatever research group she was with at that time.
Okay, so then I think what I say to Anima is, give me a week, and I'll see if I can scrounge anything up with what contacts I still have.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course.
Well, just smiles like, yes.
Now I yell, this has been great, and I go back to my room.
All right, well, bye to you two. That ended better than I thought it was going to.
You have been listening to Aboard the Opal Star, an Esper Genesis 5e actual play podcast DM'd and produced by Brian and Jean as part of Pseudonym Social, a creative podcast network changing reality one story at a time. Vilena is played by Alexis Workman. Anima is played by Casey Glover. Stavias is played by Shan Smith. Valimar is played by Blake Francis. And the theme music, as always, is by Patrick Chester of Chester Studios. If you don't want to wait to see what happens next, you can get early access to our episodes over at patreon.com/pseudonymsocial. If you like our show, please consider leaving us a review on your favorite podcasting app so people can know where to find us. We couldn't do this without your help. To get more information on this or any of our other shows, check out our website at pseudonymsocial.com.